Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to GDQ Hotfix on this Tuesday. You are about to be watching Hidden Heroes. This is the International Non-Binary People's Day celebration after party of sorts. Hidden Heroes is a show dedicated to highlighting speedrunners who are a part of marginalized or otherwise underrepresented communities in speedrunning and the games they are passionate about. I'm Helix. You might notice I am not normally the voice of Hidden Heroes. Huge shout out to Anarchy for planning the show, getting everything together. She is unfortunately unable to make it today, so I'm filling in as your host for this episode of Hidden Heroes. Some really cool stuff coming up today. There's Celeste, there's Banjo-Tooie, and then there is Super Mario Odyssey. But as mentioned, Celeste is up first. This is Any Percent with Talia. Talia, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great, thank you. Yeah, I'll be doing a Celeste 80% run for y'all, and I'm also joined by two wonderful people as my commentators. You can introduce yourselves.
Yeah, I'm Olivia. I'm a formerly pretty active Celeste speedrunner. These days more of just community moderator, do a lot of commentary and stuff. Good friend of Talia's, and I'm excited to be here commentating the run.
Yeah, and hi, I'm Shovel Claus. How did I get here? Something about climbing a mountain. I don't know. I don't run this game. I'm just here to support Talia because I'm also a good friend of Talia.
Okay, you're doing great. All right.
Yay!
Without any further ado, are we good to start?
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you're ready.
Wait, we need a funny file name. Wait, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what's this cat's name on your webcam, actually, Talia?
It's Wilson.
Oh.
That's not how you spell it.
Yo, do we have a Wilson appearance on screen? That's
Left
huge.
out the L because you never take L's.
Two N's. That's good. All right.
Let's go.
All right, we ready to go?
Yeah.
All right.
Whenever you're ready.
Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. All right,
so
you can go.
So this is Celeste. This is specifically Any Percent, so we have to complete the prologue here, and then the 7 main chapters to get to the epilogue and reach the summit. Here in prologue, you see we're just jumping, doing a little bit of climbing. At the end of prologue here, there will be a cutscene where we get an air dash, and we are going to be using that extensively throughout the entire run. Celeste movement is simple at its face. Pretty much your only moves are climbing, jumping, and dashing, but you can combine those in a ton of different ways for a ton of different movement tech. So we have vertical movement tech such as wall bounces where you dash up and jump. We have tons of different horizontal movement tech, supers, hypers, ultras, quarter boost. There's just so many things we could explain, but there's a lot going on here. But at its core, it's just combining very basic movement into a lot of different techniques that give us a lot of freedom in how we move about the level. And this game sort of just showcases a ton of different movement.
That double corner boost, one of my favorite thrusts in the game. Gonna be going up here.
Yeah, basically everything Talia is doing is just chaining together momentum. Celeste is very cool in that regard because it's really, really simple to chain together momentum, but it's really hard, and Talia is very good at it.
So this first chapter is the Forsaken City, by far the shortest chapter of the run, but it's a nice quick little demonstration of a lot of the different types of movement we're going to be seeing in this run. A lot of vertical movement, a lot of horizontal movement. Right in this last room here, we're going to be climbing up the left side using something called a neutral jump.
No.
One more try. And a quarter kick here at the end. Oh, one more try.
For the culture.
And there we go.
One day I'll get a sub 110 city.
Surely.
Reset the run real fast. We'll get it next attempt.
Oh, so true. All right, next up is the second chapter of the run, which is also my favorite chapter. It's Old Sites. It introduces the dream blocks, which are also my favorite mechanic in the game. Whoa, well, how that works.
Yeah, so the first thing we're going to be doing here in sight, we're going to be heading down to the bottom right, doing a cutscene with a mirror here. We're going to do a little skip here where we skip the cutscene in the air in a way that allows us to sort of teleport into the dream block and skip about half a second or so, I think. And then these dream blocks will allow us to dash through them. Now that we've activated them, and they basically just extend your dash through the block. And there's some tech involved. You can jump out of them. You can do various things with them.
This is Madeline, but bad. How do we add bad to Wilson to make an evil Wilson? This is Wilson if they were.
I don't want to do that. Wilson would never be evil.
Wilson is already. He's too pure. He could never be evil.
Okay. So this is like his arch nemesis. But she's gonna chase us around. Something about anxiety and depression analogy. I've played this game. I know what this game's story is about.
I'm alive. Cool. Yeah, that ending is pretty tough. If you make any sort of mistake, you can just get owned by the Battlelands.
Yeah, so coming up here, we're going to hit a cutscene. Madeline is going to talk on the phone and then wake up. We're going to do a save and quit here real quick. This saves a very minimal amount of in-game time. But in Celeste, we only care about in-game time. We don't care about real time. So even though it only saves 10 frames optimally, it's still worth it.
Yeah, real time's fake time here. That was a pretty clean awake. And that's the second chapter. Alright. Next up is a pretty big difficulty spike, both casually and even in the speedrun. It's Celestial Resort. If you play this game casually, you definitely you love this level a lot, I'd imagine.
Raise your paws if you hate cycles.
Thankfully, these cycles are not particularly bad because the cycles actually are consistent with every time you enter the room. So, pretty easy to work around them.
Yeah, it's like I love watching people play Resort. It's so cool.
With only a couple sort of occasional exceptions that we don't really see in this run, Celeste doesn't really have global cycles for the most part. I guess you could count key cycles in this chapter as global, which we're not going to explain. But for the most part, cycles in this game reset when you enter a room, which is useful. But there is usually a different cycle on death as opposed to when you enter the room for the first time. So if you take a death in a room like that, as Thalia just so kindly demonstrated, you do have to know a different cycle oftentimes on death.
Yeah, that was totally intentional, by the way. I'm joking.
Man, that one commentary practice really paying off.
It was right on cue. It was perfect.
Wait, we did that yesterday too. It was awesome.
Oh, good. Alright, this is a pretty...
So entering this section of Resort here, this is called Huge Mess. You can see there's these brown, purple, and blue blocks floating around here. Those are chests, towels, and books. You can clear those three sections in any order, and you go through a short section and hit a button to clear them. We need to do all three. We're going to do the fastest order, which is chests and books and towels. That's purely because of just where Oshira spawns in the hub room between them. So we saw the F button there. Go ahead.
I hate Huge Mess. The Huge Mess movement makes me scared. It scares me. It terrifies me.
It's scary, but it's pretty
so
cool.
claustrophobic.
Yeah, the movement in the first two times you go through the hub room especially, you have some very awkward movement, and that's sort of a room where like casually you would think, oh well, you can't even die in there. There's no obstacles, so it must not be that bad. But in this game, obstacles that kill you are not the only scary thing. Difficult movement that's very scary as well.
And this is the last button. If I can hit it, there we go.
Oh. So now that we've hit all three buttons, we can get this key in the hub room now that it's all empty, and go through the store, and we're going to be going through the last couple parts of the chapter here. Coming up, we're going to see a trick called a demo dash. If you're familiar with speedruns, you probably know what this is. It's basically a crouch dash which gets our hurt box to be only 4 pixels tall. Gaps and obstacles are very often 4 pixels tall. And so in this next room, we're going to see that used to do a pixel perfect skip right here.
I'm gonna take a checkpoint here just to be safe. You don't usually take this at 80% runs, but I am on a no reset, and that's why. There we go.
Let's go.
And there we go. So that trick does have a setup to make it a decently large frame window, but it is still pixel perfect. So it's still an impressive trick.
Oh, that was cuffed. I made it though. Alright, this is the Ashira fight. You'll see Ashira on the left of my screen, just chasing me around here. Won't usually be that big of an issue. Ironically, the speedrunner's worst nightmare isn't usually Ashira himself, but the freeze frames that Ashira gives you. If you want to explain that, Olivia?
Yeah, so when you see that sort of lightning effect right before Ashira charges, that effect causes, I think 6 freeze frames, which will, completely mess you up if you're in the middle of trying to do something that requires muscle memory. So it can be very, very annoying.
Yeah, and when Oshiro gets near you, which doesn't happen that often, but if you mess up a movement shrink, you can, you slow down even more, which is doubly scary after messing up some movement. Thankfully, Talia didn't even need to worry about it. Is that good?
Right. Coming up here is Golden Ridge. This level primarily features wind mechanics, which a lot of people hate casually, but in this speedrun they're actually pretty cool because when you're dashing, wind doesn't affect you, so you can use that in cool ways.
Someone in chat said that Evil Wilson is Won't daughter, and I think that's kind of awesome.
I can see it.
That's pretty good. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, alright, good bit.
Something about calling Battleline Won't daughter is also kind of funny.
There's definitely some meaning in there somehow. You could make a metaphor out of that. Anyway, so in Ridge here, we're going to be seeing a couple of big auto-scroller skips. The first one's coming up here. We're going to do a trick called a ceiling pop, which is sort of difficult to explain, but basically you climb jump off the very bottom corner of a wall, and it sort of looks like you jump off the ceiling. So we're going to do that right here, right there, and a corner kick at the end too to get there without using the moving block.
Usually in 90% runs, you actually see people go for a harder strat in that room that skip the ceiling pop altogether, but I like the ceiling pop. It's cool. It's like it's a niche mechanic that only gets used once in the run. Ideally.
Yeah, ceiling pop is one of those cool tricks that's it's a very weird trick to learn with some very, very unusual inputs, but once you learn it, it's actually surprisingly consistent. There's no super texture. And this is the second big auto-scroller skip right here. This is called Second Blacklist.
I disagree with the game.
It involves a couple. It's an ultra with a couple of very, very tight inputs. I believe it's a frame perfect input as well as another 2-frame input.
No.
Using some pause buffering to make those inputs more lenient, but still a very tough trick.
Okay.
And there we go.
Nice.
I go bottom right here.
So pause buffering is something we're going to see a couple more times in a run. Basically, you can repeatedly pause and unpause to frame advance through certain inputs.
Yeah, it's also important to note that the in-game timer still runs while
Let's
pause
go.
buffering in the pause screen.
I'm so glad I got that.
That was sick.
Yeah, that's also another niche technique that's only used once in the run, and that's a pretty recent find, actually. Shout out to Eugene, who found that dash bounce, is what it's called. Do you want to explain that a little more while I'm finishing up this chapter?
Yeah, so basically you can... So when you jump in this game, you get something called jump timer. Wall bounces, which are jumps out of an up dash, give you more jump timer, and it's enough jump timer that basically, if you quickly cancel your wall bounce with another dash, you get a bit of upwards movement at the end of the dash because your jump timer is still going. And it sort of looks like you're jumping it in midair. That tech's been known for a very long time, but it's never really been used in speedruns until very recently when that application was found.
And that was Golden Ridge. Okay, coming up here, we're actually going to take a little bit of a different route than the straight play all A sides route. If you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so basically this game is, every chapter has a collectible called a cassette, and the cassette unlocks a B-side of the chapter. The B-side is basically a harder version, but it's meant to be sort of optional, like extra gameplay, harder gameplay for people who want something more of a challenge to the main story. But as it turns out, beating the B-side actually unlocks the next A-side. You don't actually have to complete the A-side. And in 2 chapters in this game, it is faster to collect the cassette and then quit out of the A-side and play the B-side instead of completing the A-side. And here in Temple, that's the case because the cassette is nice and early, the A-side is very long, the B-side is much shorter, and has a couple of decently sized skips that allow us to do it quite a bit faster.
Shout out to Speed Boost, by the way.
Yeah. Celeste isn't really a skips game. Even I know this, and I don't run this game. It is so much more about the small movement stuff. So having big skips is invaluable in making a lot of strats like mirror B side possible.
Almost got corner corrected there, but we're good.
That's good. So yeah. So Mirror Temple B-side would save time without the skip we're about to see, but it would not save very much time. And it saves a lot of time because of a skip we're going to be seeing about 20 seconds into this level. Basically, we're going to go up through screen transition and then use pause buffering to input a 1-frame jump, which will allow us to fall back through the screen transition in a spot we're not supposed to be able to because there's a jump there. And what that will do is that will put us back down in the room in a spot we're not supposed to be able to enter, and then if we retry, it'll spawn us on the right side of the room instead of on the left. And we'll see that right here.
Nice. The retry's harder than bug drop.
There we go, first try. And yeah, the reason that works is because when you enter a room, the game sets your spawn point to the closest spawn point, and there's no spawn point for that top entrance because you're not supposed to be able to enter there. Okay, so you reverse super off the button there to get to the bubble, and then we'll see the other skip that saves getting the other key in this chapter. Right here, we're just going to do a little wall kick off the spikes. Spikes in this game don't kill you if you're moving away from them. And then we're going to do an attempt at a fast cycle here. Oh, didn't quite get it.
Not even close.
This room has like 5 different cycles you can get. That one is quite tight.
It's also one of the more fun strats in the game to do. Alright, second save and quit here. This one saves a lot more time if you don't do that.
If you don't mess up the menuing, it is a little bit better. But honestly,
Look,
this one saves so much.
Speedrunner. I get it. It's a struggle. It's a menu.
This one saves so much time that one like might have still saved time even with going into the options menu.
Yeah.
It saves like 0.7 seconds or something.
Alright, this part has the seeker enemies that you can bounce off of, and that can also go in very unintended trajectories like that. You completely own me at the end of a room. Again.
Seeker's no ball, apparently.
There we go.
Yeah, that strat is kind of tricky because when you're grabbing that last wall, if you're a bit higher, then the Seeker will sort of bounce off the previous pillar and will end up lower, so it sort of messes up your timing.
Oh my god!
That was an awesome death.
I haven't seen that one in a long time. Wow, that was...
Okay, I've been struggling way too much with Theola because my unk is showing. You go in there. Oh my god, I didn't hit a single one.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Now this room is impossible. Wow, how'd you do that? That was supposed to be impossible.
I locked in. Never mind.
Oh!
Blame Theo for that death.
Alright, that was 5B.
Honestly, we can blame everything on Theo.
He's in a crystal, like, bro, break out.
It's only a week.
Just...
It's only a week.
It was so unserious.
Celeste is a very serious game for serious players. Anyways, welcome to Reflection, which is a serious chapter for serious gamers.
This is actually a very, very serious chapter because coming up here, I'm going to do 6B, which a lot of runners don't implement until like they pretty much get top times. I didn't get the setup, but I just get this anyway. Okay, so 6B, once you implement it into the route, it instantly becomes the hardest level in the run by far, so I'm going to try to focus a little bit here.
Now, first getting the cassette here, we're going to try to do a trick known as Revo's Nonsense, which was that name was coined as PGH's AGDQ 2019 All Chapters run. He basically just called it that live and the name stuck. But we're going to see this right here.
No.
Oh, not
Did you
quite.
get the one frame?
So what you can do is you can keep a bunch of speed into that room and basically skip this entire room.
Yeah, shout out to Revo.
Did not see it there, but shoutouts to Revo for sure.
Was also actually one of the first runners to implement 6B in the run back when it was thought to be completely unviable. One of the big reasons I'm actually doing
both
this
six-
level.
But both 6B and also 5B, back before Bootstrap was discovered, he was just grinding out runs with 5B and 6B. Yeah, what a goat. So yeah, this is Reflection D-Side. This is pretty widely considered the hardest chapter in the run. There's just the start section has a ton of tight stuff, and then some of the ending sections as well have some very tight strats.
Yeah. It might be the hardest, but honestly, this is my favorite chapter to watch. I think every screen is just kind of nasty with it. There are a lot of skips, especially with these bumpers in the battle line fight. Spoiler alert, later on in this chapter.
Yeah, definitely one thing about this game is that like the harder a chapter or checkpoint is, the more satisfying it can be when it all comes together smoothly. So that was the end of start. Now we're gonna have the section where we're just following through a bunch of different rooms with these spiked obstacles. There's a lot of variants you can do here in terms of how difficult you want it to be. So you can do these down diagonal dashes, you can do various amounts of fast falling. We're going to see a lot of fast falling from Talia, which is when you hold down and your top speed increases by about 50% when you use that.
This one's hard. I think 2 rooms from now, I'm actually going to do another pretty cool demo, or at least try to. It's pretty difficult.
Yeah, so this demo we're going to see here. Let's see it. Oh, almost.
For it again.
Perfect.
There we go.
There we go.
Nice.
It's a 2-frame.
That demo is actually patched in the farewell update by the devs. Sort of somewhat controversially, but these days it's just pretty much a welcome inclusion in the run.
Alright,
Here's the battle line fight. It's all of these rooms have these really cool moving blocks tricks with them. They're all like that quarter pop is so good.
Okay, we're gonna see a feather skip here where we're gonna do a hyper, save that dash crystal, and then use it to go up and avoid having to go down the skip of feather. And then coming up after this room, we're going to be entering the last checkpoint of this chapter, which is called Reprieve, which has some of the hardest strats in the run. We're going to be seeing a couple of them in quick succession.
The big laser is pretty unfair. I'll say it. I don't think we should be given even evil people with lasers.
That's
So
pretty
here we're going to do Under Kevin, Nope, we're not going to do under cabins. You can go under that cabin. Saves a bit of time. And then we're going to be going for a multi-boost here, which is we're going to do 2 frame consecutive jumps off this block. And it will give us a bunch of speed.
I missed the setup there. I just missed the frame window here.
Don't worry, it's worth it.
I am missing this.
Okay. Didn't fully get it, but nice little batch there.
I'm through the room.
Okay, that worked. That was very close at the end.
But you can see the gist of it. Pretty much can skip going around.
Sometimes backups are just as cool as the real strat.
This is the last checkpoint of our level. A lot of very tight cycles coming up here in the last 2 rooms.
Yeah, so in the next room we're going to be, I think, probably go for a very tight cycle on entry here. We'll see if she can get it.
I'm good. There we go.
And that's very good.
Getting out the fast
Super clean.
And that was 6B. Heading into the last level in the run, it's Summits. We actually get 3 dashes here because of there's some story stuff that we skipped by not doing 6A, but the gist of it is that we embrace battling now, and we have 3 dashes for the rest of this chapter.
Ooh. Yeah, but so during the previous chapter, canonically we fell down the mountain. So now we have to climb back up through all the sections we've seen before. So first is this start section, which sort of vaguely resembles Reflection. But then each of the next 5 sections of this chapter will be sort of remixes of the previous chapters.
This is the city section. We bring these traffic blocks back. I love this chapter a lot. I also spent a lot of time playing this chapter, ILing it back in my day, you know, when dinosaurs still walked the earth.
Like 3 years ago.
Nice little reverse off the traffic block there. But yeah, I mean, Summit is a super satisfying chapter to play as an IL, especially, I think. It's nice and on the longer end of IL for this game, which is still pretty short compared to a lot of other games, but a lot of just cool strats, cool movement throughout.
Yeah, I mean, it's multiple minutes long. That's like an RTA run of some other games.
I'm good.
Yeah, I always love when games have this like super long finale, and Summit I think pulls it off perfectly. It's so good. It's by far the best level in the game, I think.
I wouldn't argue against people who say Summit's the best level. It's just so sick.
You can argue against me. It's okay.
And playing this level in the speedrun especially is just... you unlock a new feeling when you do that.
Yeah.
Especially when you just
Also,
enter
just
flow
having 2
state.
dashes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
This is the resort section. We're going back to the cycles with this one.
Yeah, we're gonna be going for a couple of different various type cycles. There are nice demos there at the start of that.
That was wild.
Love that one. Alright, big room number 1.
Roll back the cycles and suddenly I hate Summit.
Go.
Cleanly gets that pass cycle.
Nice.
Number 2. Okay, cool.
Okay, we're good. Not even close.
Holy. I mean, I wasn't scared. I'm chilling. I'm cool.
Am I? No, I'm dead.
Oh,
Wait, oh,
No. I messed up the thing.
if dinosaurs were still walking the earth, you saved that.
It's true, it's true.
that death cycle is really interesting. I don't know if I've seen that before. Just the dashes to
I
start.
like the setup personally. This is the ridge section. There's some pretty big strats here too. I'll point it out when I get to it. Whoops. Goodbye, Barry.
I picked up the berry that kills you.
So coming up, we're going to be doing a strat here called auto scroller skip. I'll let you work out what that acronym spells for yourself. And it gets it smoothly.
Nice.
Don't say that too early. I can fail the ending again.
Nope.
I trust. It's not gonna happen.
You hit the skip, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Last couple of rooms of the ridge section here. The berry. I'm sure this one will last very long.
Surely, right?
No!
You
I
like that.
love the movements. All good.
You should make a mod where half the berries in the game are poison. You just have to like work out which ones.
I think that's called all red
That'd be
berries.
awesome to speedrun. Oh, okay.
Alright, this is the temple section summit, the last one for the last checkpoint in the run.
So coming up here, we're going to see a little bit of a skip. Normally, coming up, you'll have to go downward, get a red bubble, and then use that to take that upward to get a key. Instead, we're just going to go upward using a transitional bounce through where you're supposed to take the bubble. There we go. And this looks good for the past cycle.
Yeah, you can see the difference now between when you... Oh my god. Okay. You can see the difference now between like when the key goes fast in the keyhole versus when it goes like slow and spins around twice. It actually matters a lot.
Yeah, basically the key has the spinning animation when you're carrying it, and it has to be in a certain orientation to open the door. So if you get there at a bad time, it does speed up when you get close to the door. So it's not like a super strict cycle, but you do lose time in that case.
And if you didn't know that before today, don't feel bad. I didn't know that before yesterday.
Even I didn't know that before today. It's okay. I've been watching this game for literal years, and I did not know that.
There's a little,
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I mean, it's-
yep.
there's a lot of little things
It's
I'm
one of
doing
those things that's-
here that are like not immediately like noticeable if you're not like 10,000 hours into the game. Shout out to Theo's movement tutorial that came out recently that explains a lot of those things.
Yeah, and Celeste has a lot of things, like key cycles in her example, where like you won't really notice it just from watching, unless someone specifically points it out. But when you're playing, it becomes very noticeable if you're practicing a strat very repeatedly, and like sometimes the key goes in fast, sometimes the key goes in slow.
As we're getting close to the end here, I want to really quick just shout out the full Hotfix schedule and our full season lineup, which you can check out at gdq.gg/hotfix. Want to see what's going on for the rest of this episode of Hidden Heroes, Express Lane coming up after this, and for the rest of the week. Make sure you check it out.
Alright, so as you've probably noticed, we've been counting down these flags here. In the final section of Summit, we went through a downdraft section. Now we're in the updraft section, which everyone hates because updraft movement is slow and bad.
I'm sure there's some updraft fans in the chat. You want to make yourself known?
What's updraft?
Oh,
Not
wrong
much, but
answer.
updraft is you.
See, I died
Oh.
because you said that.
Well, I'm glad
How could
someone
you do
played along
that?
with a bit. Sorry, my bad joke killed you, Talia. Will you ever forgive me?
It's
We'll
okay.
be friends forever.
We'll be skipping a couple of these flags here, skipping flag 10. Hopefully not skipping flag 9, but then we are going to be skipping flag 8.
Yeah, that flag is
Or you
just
can
so
still
out of the
swim or
way.
can't.
I'm starting to see like people just skip it on their casual playthrough now. last section.
We're going to see, coming up here, we're going to see one final pretty fancy looking demo here, which looks tricky, but there's a pretty consistent setup for it here on flag 4.
What?
Oh, just a little bit too far left there. So she got the demo, but when your dash ends, you uncrouch, and if you're still in the spikes, that is a bad thing.
Last 3 flags here. Flag 2.
Okay, last couple of flags.
No.
This is, I was going to say it's in sub 30 pace. It's probably just barely not now. It's very close. It's going to be like 30 flat, I think.
No, I locked in.
No, this is still 29.
No one has ever choked a sub 30 here.
I don't think it's sub 30 anymore. No, definitely not.
Oh, no.
That's Shovel Claw's fault.
It's true.
How is this my fault? That's true.
You had to say it.
I did.
I'm calling you out. I'm sorry. Commentators curse.
One person has choked a sub 30 here.
Still, GG though.
Yeah. That was time, by the
GG,
way.
30
That was
away,
time.
still very good.
Right. Olivia and Shovel Claws, if there's anything you want to say.
I'm good. Just a shout out to Talia. We've known each other for like a long time. She's pretty a big part of why I started speedrunning and a very good friend. So glad I could be here to be funny for 30 minutes.
Yeah, shout out to Talia for this run. Shout out to the whole Celeste community. If you're interested in running this game, I highly encourage it. It's super easy to get into, even though the skill ceiling is insanely high. And then you should also check out twitch.tv/Celeste community. There's a lot of regular events. Bingo. We'll have our own charity marathon called Archie-thon in October. And there's just lots of cool stuff happening if you're interested.
Yeah. I only want to give a shout out to Anarchy, who is the full-time host of Hidden Heroes. She reached out to me to show off this game on her show, and I'm so glad that she did, because theoristing this game has been such a nostalgic experience. This is actually the very first game I learned to speedrun, the very first category even, and just it's wild to think about how much this game changed my life and how much stemmed from me picking up this game casually. I wouldn't have met these 2 wonderful people who commentated this run even if I didn't play the game. So if you're ever watching a speed run, if you're thinking, oh, this is too hard, I can never do this. No, you're wrong. Yes, you can. All you gotta do is just open your favorite game, put on a timer, press start, and just play it however much you want. And if you ever get the sort of feeling where you're thinking, oh, I want to get a new PB, I want to improve just a couple seconds, congratulations, you're hooked, and who knows where you'll end up. Thank you so much, Helix, for having me
Keep
on.
doing it.
Yeah, hey, thank you. That was awesome. Very entertaining stuff. Very awesome run. As always, Celeste is super cool. We will be right back after a quick break with Banjo-Tooie. I misspoke earlier. It's Banjo-Tooie, not Banjo-Kazooie. It's the other one with Ad129. So, yeah, like I said, we're going to take a quick break. Right before we go to break, though, I want to just give a quick thank you to everyone supporting GDQ Hotfix with your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits. Your contributions help keep GDQ Hotfix running. So if you're enjoying the stream, please consider subscribing for exclusive emotes, ad-free viewing, and access to chat during our replays. And of course, you can always support the stream simply by sharing the Games Done Quick channel with your friends as well. So like I said, we will be right back in just a few minutes with Banjo-Tooie. Hello, once again, thank you for sticking around and tuning into Hidden Heroes, the show dedicated to highlighting speedrunners who are part of marginalized or otherwise underrepresented communities. This is a continuation of sorts of the International Non-Binary People's Day celebration that was on just this past weekend. Of course, I'm not Anarchy, the normal host of Hidden Heroes, unfortunately unable to make it today. I'm Helix, filling in for her. Banjo-Tooie is coming up right about now with Ad129. Ad, how are you?
I'm doing good. I am very excited for this run.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. There's a lot to go over with this run, but I'll just introduce myself. I'm Ad129. I run this game, I run the other Banjo game, and a whole bunch of other games. So we're going to start our timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, so you may be wondering what Cheeto percent even is. So basically, Cheeto percent is a category. I don't exactly know when it was created, but it was created at some point. And the whole premise is we need to beat the game as fast as possible with the use of cheats that are like in game. So we're going to be seeing those cheats much later on. Also, I didn't mention, I just completely glossed over. That was our first skip. That's a skip that skips a whole entire cutscene that is like about 30 seconds long. So anyways, so yeah, our goal is to just get to the final boss, which is Hag 1, as fast as possible, and basically just get everything we need for that as well. So we need to collect 315 notes for one move and one move only, and it's called Clockwork Eggs. And that move basically is used in the middle of the fight, and we'll get into that when we get to the fight. So our current goal is to just get as many of those notes as fast as possible. So here we have our first boss. This is Klungo. Klungo was like a side character in Banjo-Kazooie, but in this game he has a much prominent role because he is our first boss, a boss much later on, and the second to last boss. Klungo is basically like the sidekick to Gruntilda, and so we just defeated him. This fight is RNG based. There are 3 potions you can pull out. I got the lucky one, which is green potion. It's the safest one because it's quite literally he goes invisible, but he doesn't like waste enough time. So it's very useful. He has 2 other potions. He has a red potion, which he grows big, and then he'll like try to like attack you from there. That one is the slowest, and then there's a blue potion, which I really dislike for the reason of it basically makes him go in. It's like split up into multiple versions of him, and you have to hit the right version. I really don't like that one. I always hit the wrong one at some point. So good thing we didn't get that one though. So now we're gonna be doing our second skip, kind of. So this house right here has a treble clef that normally you would get later on in the game. But if we do some very precise beak busting here, we're able to kind of use the beak bust mechanic to kind of get on top of this house. So it's a little precise. It might take me a couple more tries. Just gonna focus. So close, Banjo. There we go. Nice. So that's our first collectible of the game, the treble clef. Treble clefs give you 20 notes, and then we'll see them later, but there are note nests, and those give you 5. So those are the main things we're going to be collecting in this run. So there's another collectible in this game that you might know, and they're called Jiggies. So Jiggies are normally what we would collect in any percent no bit clips, which is another category I run. We would collect 14 of those. However, in this category, this is the only one we grab. So enjoy the little jingle, because that's the only time we're going to hear it in the run. All right, so what we are basically required to grab that one for 2 reasons. One, to leave this area of Jinjo Village, we need to watch this cutscene coming up. And then also, one of the levels we'll be going to later, Mayhem Temple, which is the first level, requires 1 Jiggy, which means we need to basically open it, because there's no real way to get in there early. At least RTA viable. So yeah. You may be noticing I'm also running on the Japanese version. We're actually going to be getting into that in a bit with the cutscene coming up. Basically, there's this one cutscene after we go inside a Bottle's house where on the NTSCU version, and I also believe the PAL version, you are unable to skip for some reason. But on the Japanese version and on the Xbox version, theoretically, you are able to skip it. And so basically, as we leave this house, we're going to see that cutscene. Also, we just met Goggles. Goggles gave us this little useful ability where we're able to zoom in. We'll be using that in a much later section in the run. So this is the text box we skip. We don't know why that's skippable in the Japanese version, and it's not on the NTSU version. But it is just a thing. All right, so now we're going to be doing a very fun set of glitches. So this first one is called Plateau Early. First try, let's go. All right, and then this next glitch, after collecting some more notes in this area, we're basically going to be performing a glitch called Glitter Gulch Mine Early. And this glitch is a little bit precise. It requires a decent setup to get. So once I grab these notes here, we're going to be doing GGM early. So grab these, and the note routing in this category is very much precise, at least for the early part of the run, because we need to grab those now instead of like waiting later. So I'm gonna focus for a bit because this glitch is a little bit precise. So I'm gonna zoom in my camera like that and then line myself up just like that, first try. All right, so now we're in Glitter Gulch Mine. So there are a couple things we got to do here. The first task is to unlock the move called Build Drill. So you need to get 85 notes before talking to Jam Jars, who's our character who gives us our moves. So we need to grab 85 notes as soon as possible. So there's some easy ones here. Ooh, I need that one. All right, and then we're gonna literally go this path right here because there are more notes over here. There are 5 note nests here. Okay, just like that. And then now we're gonna go into the other side of this area, and this is where we're gonna unlock Build Drill. And what Build Drill is, it's basically a much improved version of the Beak Bust, where we're able to now destroy different rocks. And this is very useful for us because there's a rock in Mayhem Temple, which we'll be going to next, which it's a long process to destroy, but if we have Build Drill, we can just go up to the rock and just destroy it. So that's why we go into Glitter Gulch Mine first in this route, because we need to unlock Build Drill as soon as possible. So here, we're just gonna grab some notes here, just like that. And then now we have 100. We're gonna warp to the beginning, and now we're gonna be doing a setup for a glitch that is coming up, which is very important for this run. This glitch, I'll go over it a little bit right now, but it's going to be very complicated to explain fully. So this glitch is called DCW, or Delayed Cutscene Warp. What this basically does is it will allow us to basically warp to any previously stored cutscene. And that is very broken because that theoretically means we can go to the final boss with just watching that cutscene, which we do. So we're basically going to be doing the first part of it. There are 3 different setups, or 3 steps to this setup. So first one is we have to go turn ourselves into the detonator. And then we're going to be going into the fuel depot for 2 reasons. 1, there's notes. And 2, there's also this box that is required for this setup. So basically the detonator has this like awesome move where we're able to kind of destroy rocks like these, and so it's a little bit precise sometimes he just jumps around over the like trigger. It's like really dumb. But yeah, so this is the sorcerer's box. Basically, this box allows us to play a minigame in the future level Witchy World. But since we don't have this area unlocked technically, the game will not let it go through. And so it's just going to stay right there and it's going to be stuck. That is very important for what we're going to be doing later on. But we're not going to go over that right now. We are done with Glitter Gulch Mine for now. We are going to come back later. But now we're done with that section. So now we're going to be going into Mayhem Temple. Before we do that, we have to grab 2 different egg upgrades. The first one is fire eggs, which we only use like once. It's just to like get to the next area. And then the next one is, which is more important, the grenade eggs. So not much to like really talk about during this. Like I'm just going to be grabbing those moves and then unlocking an entire level. So like, Helix, if you have anything to say, you have about like 3 to 4 minutes. It's a lot of time.
Hey, all right. That gives us some time to talk about Frame Fatales, GDQ's all-women and femme speedrun community. They are actually preparing for their next event right now, Flame Fatales, which will be September 7th through 14th. It's coming up. September is sooner than I realized, so that's in like a month and a half. The schedule is now Yeah. The schedule is now live at gamesdonequick.com/schedule/58. And of course, you can type !FF in chat, which I see someone already did. You're thinking ahead. Yes, that has more information on how you can join the Discord and stay up to date with all things Frame Fatales. I bring this up because, Ad, I know you have a run in that event. You want to tell me a little bit about it?
I do. Yeah, so I'm running G-Force, the video game. If you know the movie, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's very silly, but it's also really fun. I'll be running that on day 1, September 7th at, I believe, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't remember exactly, but basically I'm running that. I also have Donkey Kong 64, any percent 3 Kongs on backup, so very awesome runs on my end, so definitely don't want to miss those runs.
You're right, by the way. Your run is Sunday, September 7th at looks like 6:15 p.m. Central Time currently scheduled, so that would be 7:15 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, let's go. All right. So yeah, now we're back into Wooded Hollow. We're actually here doing stuff, but not for long because we're just gonna be opening a level. This is a required step in every single category of Banjo-Tooie. We have to unlock Mayhem Temple. Basically, the reason is in true any percent, you do these glitches called bit clips. Very complicated. I'll give you a summary. Sub-pixel floating points that you just go through the floor and get into levels early. So there is one for Mayhem Temple. However, it's TAS only because the setup is quite literally impossible to perform even with a TAS. So like, it's not going to be viable anytime soon for us to get into Mayhem Temple. And so we have to do this mechanic, which is just solving a puzzle to enter the level. So that's the only one we do in this run, thankfully. I'm like surprisingly really bad at these. If you watch my 100% runs, you know how much I struggle with these. But yeah, here's another like minute and a half cutscene. But yeah, you may be wondering also, I'll show on camera, I have my L button rubber banded. The reason for that is, you may be noticing I've been skipping a lot of text. The reason you do that is because if you press L, R, and B, it will just skip a lot of the text. And so the L button, infamously not being useful for a lot of things, doesn't affect anything in this game. And so we just, in Tooie speedrunning, we just rubber band it down because like, we just want to naturally just do that. A really funny thing is if you rubber banded your controller for Banjo-Kazooie, you actually can't really do a lot of stuff. It like cancels out a lot of your moves for some reason. It's honestly really funny. And so when you're doing like marathons such as like Banjo 200% or like where you do like both of them back to back, it's like, oh, I have to like now set up my rubber band for this part of the run now. It's really funny. All right, so now we're in Mayhem Temple. This is kind of the really hard part of the run. This is where like all the hard stuff comes in. So, ooh, I am not on the rock. Oh, let me on the rock. There we go. So that's why we get Bill Drill, because we activate this flight pad, and this flight pad pretty much opens up this level pretty good. So we're gonna basically get this treble clef mid-air, and then we're gonna fly to get a specific move over here. This move is required for us to get for the reason of we cannot enter the Hag 1 like loading zone, which we'll be seeing later, without getting this move. So we're just required to get this now. And then now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be grabbing a lot of notes. This is where a big chunk of our notes are coming from, this level, for the reason of we just get all 100 in this level. And then we're also going to unlock a very useful move for the section coming up, which is Egg Game. This is like basically our like shooting mechanic in first person. So after we unlock that, we have one more move we have to unlock, and then we're pretty much done unlocking moves. You don't need much to beat this game. You only need the bare minimum of Egg Game, going into first person mode, and then clockworks, and then build drill, obviously, and grenade eggs. Like, that's all you need. There's 24 moves in the game, and we only get like 8. It's really funny. Here we're doing a trick called Slick Clip. It has a different name. I'm not going to call it by the other name. But I call it Slick Clip because we're basically going to be doing a beak bomb through this like little sliver. It's really precise, so it's probably going to take me a lot of tries. I wasn't getting it consistently in practice. Basically, the game just like treats you in when you're in this like certain point to like just like fly through just like that. Nice, no death. So yep, now we're fully out of bounds, and we're going to be going to an area called Jade Snake Grove for the reason of this is where we unlock our cheats. This is where the cheats are, and this is where we are going to just fly through the game now. So normally if I got it first try I would take damage on that fire, but I already have my 2 health that I need here. We're gonna grab this warp just for marathon safety. In one of my runs that I did 2 days ago, I was on my best pace ever. I got my fastest ever code entry, and right as I was about to unlock all the cheats, one of the enemies just came up and killed me. So I was like, oh my gosh, that immediately killed the run, and I didn't get the save, so I was like, I had to redo everything again. All right, so I'm gonna lock in here. This is very much just focus time. Okay. Yeah, and we got in my way. He got in my way again. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be really careful and try to see where he is. Okay. Cool. This is where we unlock him. We basically use 2 different cheats. So the first one is we're now gonna be flying. You see Banjo is just walking fast. That's just something we were just going to grab because it's very useful to just go as fast as possible through the section. And then the next part is we are going to unlock every level. And so we use a cheat called Jiggy Wiggy Special that basically unlocks every single level, including the final boss. And so we use those 2 cheats to just fly through the game now. And so now we're going to be going into Witchy World. And right now we're going to be grabbing basically all the notes we need except for like 20 that we're going to grab later. So here you just see how fast we're going. We're just going to be avoiding enemies and just going in straight lines trying to get all these notes. Oh, okay. Yeah, so then this is also where we're going to set up our second part of DCW, or Delay Cutscene Warp. Basically, then this is where we're going to like just start doing the glitch. So basically, since we kind of overlapped that cutscene previously and like it's not technically complete, there's going to be a door we're going to activate very soon that allows us to basically quote unquote finish the cutscene. However, since this cutscene is going between 2 worlds, this one and Glitter Gulch Mine, what's going to end up actually happening is if we reset the console when it's on Glitter Gulch Mine, what will end up happening is it'll actually store the incomplete cutscene. And so what will actually end up happening is it's going to allow us to overlap with any other cutscene, and that allows us to warp anywhere in the game. So that's where we reset the console. Now it's, kind of overlapped. So now we're going to be doing the final part of this DCW setup, and this is the final portion of the run. We're going to be warping to not Hag 1 yet. We're going to be warping to the credits. And you're going to probably ask why we're going to be going to the credits, but the reason is there are 2 credits in this game. There's the credits, and there's also Character Parade. Character Parade is the official credits. And so we're gonna watch this Jam Jars one. That's how I memorize the when it is. We're gonna have the Tower D quiz or Tower of Tragedy credits. We're gonna cancel it. That's our cutscene stored. We're gonna go back into our file. And now what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be going back to Glitter Gulch Mine to basically complete this cutscene. And you're gonna see what the game decides to do. So I'm just gonna not talk. I'm just gonna let the game speak for itself here. So here's the cutscene. You know, theoretically, we should be going to Witchy World, right? There's the credits. And now we are at the end of the game. So, we can't actually go into the final boss yet. We have one more move to collect before we can actually go inside. And so, this is a little bit of a scary part, because if you die at any point during DCW, or post DCW, you will actually be warped back to Glitter Gulch Mine, which will in turn just like immediately kill the run. So this part is really scary, but I can easily do this because I've done this a lot of times. So we get the spring pad because the spring pad will allow us to get back onto that platform. There's another glitch you can do. I forget what it's actually called, but it allows you to like warp with the clockworks. I can't do that because have not learned that officially yet, but it's another option. So we're gonna grab that silo to allow us to warp back to or go into Quagmire again, because we need a move to get up here in the first place. We're now going to go to the Cloud Cuckoo Land area for 10 notes and then grab our final 10 notes near the clockwork area. So here it's a little scary because they're really close to the edge, just like that. Okay, just like that. And then now we have 315, which is our requirement. Now we have unlocked Clockworks, and now we can officially beat the game. So, we still have like around 7 minutes left, because that's how long the final boss is. Rare really loves long final bosses. When I ran 2 weeks ago on Express Lane with Donkey Kong 64, I was like pointing that out as well. Like Rare really loves long bosses because that fight itself is like 12 to 13 minutes long. This is the second longest one. But yeah, now we're gonna be going back. Go all the way up here into Cauldron Keep. And then yeah, we're gonna be going to the final boss. There's gonna be another cutscene here. I saw someone in the chat ask if this route is doable on the PAL/NTSEU version, and it actually is.
I was just about to chime in and relay that question to you. That's really funny timing.
Yeah. Yeah. The only difference that the Japanese version does is just skips one text box, and that's it. So like the Japanese version on this route saves like 2 seconds. Yeah, I own both. Here's my NTSEU cartridge. I forgot my camera's over here. So yeah, I mainly run 80% no bit clips and 100%, which the fastest versions are the NTSEU version. I own the Japanese version just for this category, which is really, really funny. Eventually, when I learn the true 80% version, it's also faster for true 80%. But I don't want to learn bit clips right now. Bit clips are really scary. Yeah, we have quite literally a minute plus like the intro of the fight. I really don't need to focus for that. So if you have anything to say, Helix, go right ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Another thing I've wanted to shout out is PAX West. If you haven't heard, Games Done Quick is returning to PAX West August 29th through September 1st. Wow, that's another thing that's like really close. I didn't realize that. Submit your runs by July 27th for a chance to showcase your run live in Seattle. Speaking of things that are really close, July 27th, less than a week away, so get those submissions in soon. Go to gdq.gg/submit for more info, and by the way, selected runners will receive an event badge as well.
Yeah, I plan on submitting for PAX West. I need to actually do that immediately after this run.
Yeah, you do. No, y'all have like 5 days. So again, gdq.gg, why is that so hard to say, /submit. Get your submissions in for PAX West.
Awesome. So yeah, now we're on the final boss. This final boss, I categorize this fight as 3 main phases with a bunch of sub phases. And so we're on phase 1, which is where she just will move and just like spin around and try to attack us that way. Not much of a real threat yet. It's once we get to the second phase where some couple things can pose a threat, but for now we're just relaxed, just shooting Grunty with fire eggs and then just waiting around. This next sub phase is my favorite for the reason of she pulls out a cannon, and theoretically this like should be hard to dodge, but if we literally just go up to like the nozzle right there, like we can just look up to lag reduce. That's all we have to do, and then we just fall off once those 4 shots happen. Also, you may be wondering that she is asking us questions. It is not required me to get them right, thankfully. When you get it right, what happens is she will shoot the like green like spell slower, but if you get it wrong, it'll be faster. So like it's not a threat because we're already doing this fight pretty fast. Here she pulls out 2 cannons. We just do the same thing. It's as simple as that. But yeah, this is the end of the first main phase. After this, she's going to do a move where she is now going to fully activate the machine and move around and try to attack us. Ooh, I did not hit it. There we go. This is a bit of a dangerous section for the reason of it's kind of hard to predict when she'll move and when she'll will just stay and spin. So a lot of it is just trying to like see what she's doing. So what we're gonna do here is just, since we're in Super Banjo as well, we can just literally outrun her. This is something you would like normally not see in any other category. This Cheeto percent exclusive, just absolutely bullying her. But yeah, this is the phase where we why we need clockworks, and so basically what we're going to be doing after we hit Grunty here again is we have to shoot 2 clockworks inside of the machine to destroy batteries, and the only way you do that is with clockworks, and so that is the reason why we have to collect clockworks at some point at the run. So we're gonna get 2 text boxes here. Normally you would not get the clockwork introduction text boxes. You should already be knowing, like in a normal playthrough, you would already know how to use clockworks, but since we basically warped here after immediately grabbing it, we get that text box. All right, so now next phase, there are lasers coming out from both of those corners, and so this is the one where it poses a bit more of a threat because she is just going to be moving much more chaotically. So just got to be a little bit more careful moving around here. In 100%, normally what you would do in this fight, instead of just like goofing off like I am, is you would basically try to recollect the amount of eggs you need. And the reason is because you enter this fight in 100% halfway through the run, because we just want to get it out of the way as soon as possible. And so we are pretty low on all the counts of eggs, and so this is like the fight where we just grab as much of a restock that we can. If you watch 100% runs, it's honestly really cool how we like try to manage all this, like all the egg stuff. But yeah, that's the end of the second phase. We're on to the final phase where the machine is completely dead, and so now Grunty's just going to be doing everything she can to just stop us. So this first one, we're going to do the normal 10 damage that we've been doing. So yeah, just aim up, shoot her. And then this next phase, I'm going to switch to regular eggs for the reason of now we have to deal 15 damage to her. For the reason of we have 3 more hits left, basically, or 3 more sub phases. So I'm gonna shoot her here like that, just like that. And then now this next phase is this quote unquote scariest part of the fight. She will release mustard gas, as the game calls it, and you are now under a underwater timer, and so you have to like basically defeat her really quickly. It's not much of a threat since we're literally just shooting eggs. Time will be coming up very soon. This is the final hit right here. And time.
All right, GG.
Okay. Wow. I had my live split up. I just PB'd by a minute and a half.
That's a ridiculous amount. Wow.
Wow. I did not expect that.
Really good commentary for now, too.
Yeah. Wow. I just logged in. That's what I just logged in. Awesome. Yeah, that was Cheeto percent. It's a very fun category. It's a very easy category to get into. If you want to get into Banjo-Tooie speedrunning, this is like the easiest category to get into. You learn everything you need to for the run. And then you can expand from there onto like different categories. But yeah, I have a couple shout outs. I want to shout out Hidden Heroes and Helix for hosting. Also shout out to Anarchy. This is my 5th GDQ Hotfix overall, with 4 of them being in the past 2 months. And I've ran Banjo-Tooie like twice already. It's pretty wild to think. But yeah, thank you for having me then. I want to shout out for Frame Fatales. Really awesome community. Again, like we mentioned earlier, I'm running G-Force for Flame Fatales.
Teamstunbreak.com/schedule/58. Check out the
I want to shout out
schedule.
Lady Arcaders.
Sorry, go on.
You're good. I want to shout out Lady Arcaders. Basically, they have been facilitating all my like silly runs that I like just pitch, and one of those silly runs is a challenge that I discovered recently, but I knew it existed a while ago, and it's called the Banjo-Tooie Any % Fitness Challenge. You may be wondering what that is. Basically, every collectible you have to do a different exercise. It's very challenging because you have to like deal with so much, but there's also a lot of cutscenes. It's very fun. I'm doing that showcase on August 10th. Also want to shout out Binary Breakers because I'm also running the fitness challenge on the 3rd of August. So I have a lot of things going on.
Yeah, you're all over the place. This is the Ad 129 World Tour.
I want to shout out the Latino Hispanic speedrunners. Awesome community. And then I want to also give my final shout outs to the event that I organize, which is the 1545. What you may be wondering what that is. It's this game 100%, Banjo-Kazooie 100%, Donkey Kong 64 100%, Mario, Spyro, and Crash, like a whole bunch of games. We have our annual relay this weekend. I'll be running Banjo-Tooie 100%. Saturday at like 12 a.m. It's a 5-hour run, by the way, so I'm gonna be up till 5 a.m. It's gonna be a very fun time. It's gonna be a fun time. It starts on Friday at 7 p.m. CST. And then, you can find me on twitch.tv/ad129sr. I stream a lot of Banjo-Tooie. The next couple streams I've been doing have been mainly 100% because of the 1545 coming up. And then I also stream a bunch of other games, just basically whatever I'm in the mood to run. But But yeah, I also have a Blue Sky at 129.bluesky.social. I just yap about music and also just speedrun stuff. So if you're interested in my yapping, my Blue Sky is perfect. But yeah, that is, I think, it. Thank you for having me.
An awesome run. We will be right back with more Hidden Heroes in just a few minutes. It's Super Mario Odyssey up next, so don't go anywhere. Hello, everyone. Thanks for sticking around. Welcome back to Hidden Heroes on GDQ Hotfix. I'm Helix, filling in for Anarchy today. If you're unfamiliar with Hidden Heroes, this is a show dedicated to highlighting speedrunners who are part of marginalized or otherwise underrepresented communities in speedrunning and the games they are passionate about. I am joined by Cheese J here to run Super Mario Odyssey All Story Moons. Cheese J, the floor is yours.
Hello, my name is Cheese J. I am a Super Mario Odyssey speedrunner. I speedrun just about everything in this game at this point, but yeah. I'm here to speedrun All Story Moons tonight. If you don't know what All Story Moons is, real quickly, the goal of the category is to collect every single story moon in the game, as the name kind of states. And that is different from World Peace in the sense that, specifically in two kingdoms, Sand Kingdom and Snow Kingdom, we're going to be grabbing the Round Tower Story Moon and the Shard Story Moon in Sand, and then we're going to be going through all four of the sub-areas in Snow instead of doing the roll cancel there. And we'll get more into that as we get to those kingdoms. But for now, I think I'm just about ready to start time. And we'll just get into it. Okay. I'll start with 3 and we'll start on go. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. First thing I should probably mention right out the gate here, I am actually playing on the Switch too. So that means I have about probably like a minute or a little over a minute of free time save just in loads in this category, I would say. So that is really nice. Definitely worth the purchase. And the first thing you're going to see here out the gate, I am going to be doing a buffered spin pound into a roll. That's just the fastest way to get up to max speed in this game. And the way I do that is by spinning the stick twice, doing a jump input, and then doing a ground pound input, and then transitioning that into a roll by holding the crouch button and shaking the controller. And yeah, that's kind of how I go fast. And Cap Kingdom is nothing to write home about, really, kind of just like the tutorial kingdom of the game. So we're just going to zoom right through this kingdom nice and fast. And yeah, first little piece of tech here, you're going to see me grab this lever and then go into first person mode, and that's just to kind of speed up this cutscene a little bit, kind of do the work for the camera on my own, get into the place where I want it so it doesn't have to pan manually. And then first capture the game coming up here immediately, the frog. With this guy, I can jump really high and get through this kind of like vertical tower here, nice and easy. And I'm doing some vectors with the frog, just jumping at 45-degree angles, just to speed up my falling a little bit. And then we're gonna be going on to the left side here. This is just comment the left side of the tower instead of the right side by doing a fancy little vault here with Mario and Cappy. Saves about 2 seconds, and now we're gonna fight Topper. And blink and you miss it, this guy's gonna be dead here in about like 1 second. There you go, dead. Nice and easy. And with that, we are done with the tutorial kingdom. And we're going to be transitioning into one of the hardest tricks of the run immediately, right at the start Cascade Kingdom here after the first Power Moon, and that is Dino Skip Skip. If you're a fan of SMO speedruns at all at a top level, you probably know this trick. This is a very pixel-tight trick, but they'll let you skip capturing the T-Rex to get up to Mandam Brood. And it saves about 10 seconds because there's a cutscene. There's like 2 cutscenes it skips over. But like I said, it's very pixel tight, and I'm trying to land on a little tiny sliver on the wall that I can jump off of. And hopefully I can get it here first try. I would argue this is probably the hardest trick I go for in the whole run. We'll give it like a try or two, and if I don't get it, we'll move on and just do Dino Skip. Okay, gonna do a triple jump off this rock and try to land on the tiny sliver on the wall here. First try, let's go.
Nicely done. Love to see.
Perfect. Okay, that is the thing I was most nervous about. That trick is not as easy as I made it look. Easy.
Yeah, no, can't confirm.
Yep. And then now this is Madame Brood. Just gonna be sandwiching the chomp between Cappy and Mario here to get a really quick capture. Yep. Just like that. This boss is one of the easier ones in the game. And we will be seeing every single boss fight in the main game here before the end of the run. First two are pretty easy though. That's not my Twitch channel. Psst. Be wise. Okay, and the last moon here is probably the easiest moon in the game. Just gonna be grabbing the moon on the coast side and then leaving. So just gonna be doing a triple jump, and just like that, we got the last moon. Easy peasy. And then this next kingdom is where the category changes from world peace, and you're gonna notice that pretty quickly. Typically in the world peace speedrun, I would do a trick known as IP clip or IP skip to skip the inverted pyramid, or skip grabbing the 2 story moons required to open up the inverted pyramid rather. And this category doesn't let you do that because there's 2 story moons you gotta grab, and it's all story moons. So, yeah. I also think this category is more fun than World Peace for that reason. You get to see parts of the game that are very commonly skipped over. Also, I believe that's like my best Cascade exit ever. That was really good.
That looks really good.
Yeah. Cap was a little bit sloppy, but Cascade was flawless. By the way, faster loads right there. Just on that action guide load, we saved 2 full seconds. Love to see it. Okay, just gonna be grabbing a couple quick moons to show off this kingdom. Gonna be grabbing this overlooking moon right here. And then we're going to be grabbing this bird right here, just by stalling in the air a little bit. And now we're going to be grabbing the archway moon, and then we get to do a trick called Dram. If you've been watching SMO a lot too, you would probably know this one. This is a pretty ancient trick at this point. Gonna be doing up there with Cappy, and then homing him in after I got the moon in the alcove to teleport Mario. I almost bonked there. Perfect. Perfect. And now we're going to be doing the round tower, just like I said earlier. And there's also a skip in this tower, so hopefully I can hit it. Just going to be doing some fancy bullet bill bouncing, if it goes well. Squeeze in between there. Perfect. And I got it damageless. And I do need that checkpoint for later. And that's the first story moon. Well, not of the run, but first story moon of sand. And now we're going to be going over to that Shards Island straight ahead. This category ends up being like intended % for the game, more or less. I think that's a better way of thinking about it. It's really fun seeing these parts of the game that get skipped over in pretty much every single category. Gonna be doing a triple jump to get up. Oh, maybe not. That'll work though. 2 more shards. One more shard in the poison, and I gotta make sure not to die to this one. That'll work. I put that really safe. Perfect. Yeah, I play that really safer than I should, because it's very easy to get kind of screwed over by momentum there. So I just go full neutral on the stick and let Mario fall. And now we're going to be warping back up to the round tower and entering into the inverted pyramid. And we're going to be fighting the 3rd boss of the run, Harriet. 2nd Brutal. But quickly before I enter into the inverted pyramid, I gotta grab this lost in the luggage moon right here next to the sheep. Gotta yeet the sheep. And with that, we are entering into the inverted pyramid now. Perfect.
I want to
Okay.
take a moment really quick to just shout out Black in a Flash, which is a community that uplifts and connects Black speedrunners of all levels, hosting special events throughout the year to raise money for charity and celebrate Black voices in the speedrunning scene. You can learn more or apply to get involved at gdq.gg/BAF and follow blackinaflash.bsky.social on Blue Sky for the latest updates. Highly recommend. If Anarchy were here, she would tell you to definitely get involved.
Absolutely. Okay, and we have the last one I need before I can fight Harriet here. Okay, just a little bit more climbing through this pyramid. Now, there is a way to skip this entire pyramid known as an IP skip, where you climb the outside of the pyramid and then do a very tricky out-of-bounds flip to kind of climb up from the outside, but it is very precise, and, like, very few people go for it. So I just climb the inside. Probably lose me about, like, maybe 20 seconds. Not like the end of the world. Way more consistent. If I'm not getting the IP skip within like 5 tries, I'm probably not saving time with it. And I've never even nailed it once, so. But this boss fight's pretty self-explanatory. Just gotta knock the bombs back into Harriet. And then pop her head. This boss fight is significantly easier than the one we're gonna see later in Bowser's Kingdom. I do a very difficult shot there to save a handful of seconds. But this one's kind of a cakewalk. And with that, we are done, like about halfway through Sand. One more boss to go. You're gonna notice with a lot of these bigger kingdoms, there are 2 bosses, and the smaller kingdoms only have 1, typically 1 brutal. But the bigger kingdoms like Sand, Wooded, Metro, all end up having 2 bosses. Okay, so now we're into Night Sand. The big change you're going to notice here, if you're keeping your eyes out, because it's pretty brief, but the big change you're going to notice on the overworld at least is that there are mummies spawning now from the sand. So I got to make sure to dodge those before entering into the underground here. Luckily, I'm on the outside of sand here very briefly. And now we're in the underground. Just gonna be traversing this ice cave to reach Knuckle Attack. Nice little art roll cancel bounce there to get over that gap. And then that's the last regular moon we need in Sand. All we need left is the Knuckle Attack multi-moon. Get back up. Ooh. Okay, yeah, so I'm trying to use my cap bounce to knock off the hat on that bill, and then throw Cappy backwards to grab the bill, to capture it really fast midair. That was a really good save on my part. There we go. Same thing again. I can capture this one with one cap throw if I like wrap cap around it perfectly with the spin throw, but I was slightly off and didn't get the instant capture there. And then this is Knuckle Tech. We're going to be doing some specific boosting with the fist to dodge the ice that he throws at me and also hit him really fast. And then if I run down the arena like I'm doing here, that saves me 2 seconds throughout the fight. I think 1 second for each time I do it. And then if I stand like right next to his thumb here, the ice will give me favorable patterns. And then same thing again. Now there is one more phase on this part of the fight. Then the last part, Knuckle Tech's gonna be doing some clapping with his fists here, or his hands. Gotta dodge those, and then I might take an intentional hit here. Just keeps the fist or the hand close to the face. I don't know why I keep saying fist. And
They are fists like half the time.
yeah, that's true. They
Nice.
are. Yeah, this is a really good speedrun currently. Whew. This is going way better than it did yesterday. Yeah, that was a really, really good sand.
Yeah, this has been really good so far.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Yeah, you got this.
And with that, we're going to be going to Lake. Lake is a very quick kingdom, and it is a very easy and consistent kingdom because all the moons are easy. And then the boss fight Rango is also very easy. This route I'm going to be doing actually ends up being the beginner route for like any percent. So I shouldn't really lose more than like a second or two here, hopefully. That's like the most I can lose if things go bad.
I want to quickly give a thank you to those of you supporting GDQ Hotfix with your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits. If you're enjoying the stream and want to help keep Hotfix running, please consider subscribing for exclusive emotes, ad-free viewing, and access to chat during our replays. But of course, you can always simply support the stream by sharing the Games Done Quick channel with your friends as well.
Okay. Nice and easy kingdom, like I said. Gonna roll in between those Goombas to get a good line. And then this moon at the end of the hallway here. Perfect. Kind of tricky to keep my speed around that corner a little bit, so that's good. Ooh, I thought it was gonna bonk. After this fish straight ahead, grab this moon. Cheap crossing. Story, and then we're going to be grabbing the moon on the pillar, and then we'll be going up to fight Rango. It is nice to have a kingdom like this that's quite easy and consistent. Not every split in a speedrun has to be super difficult for it to be interesting. And this is Rango now. I'm going to pop his head here, and then I'm going to do a backflip onto his hat, and then ground pound right through him to bop him again. And then fancy spin throw to grab the coins at the end. Not that I need the coins, but I like doing it. And with that, we're done with Lake. Just like that.
Nice and quick and easy.
Yeah. Okay, Wooded. This one is another kingdom with two bosses, like I said earlier. So we're going to see Spirit and Torque Drift. And this is another kingdom that's a little bit on the trickier side. So hopefully it goes well. Okay, so the first 2 minutes of this kingdom are going to look very similar to any percent. Just going to be grabbing the bunny and the rock just because they're really, really fast. Because we're getting so many more story moves in this kingdom, or in this category, than we would be in World Peace. And just in World Peace, if we grab a lot of story moves too. We don't need nearly as many regular moons. Oh, that was very close. So you're really just going to see a lot of just like story progression and not very many regular moons. Like in any percent, we'd be grabbing that shot moon straight ahead, but we just don't need it in this category. So I can just skip right past it. And now I'm going to be doing a trick known as tower skip. Or not, that's later. This is gate skip, sorry. I did not get the out of bounds skip. Okay, no big deal. Not going to be skipping the gate today. That's fine. This is a very minor time loss anyway. It's like 10 seconds or less. It's very rare I mess up that out of bounds timing though on that nut moon. Basically, I could have just clipped out of bounds to get up to this moon a little bit quicker by using some out of bounds movement. But out of all the skips in this speedrun, that's like one of the least important ones to nail, so not a big deal. Not gonna work, that's fine. And now we're gonna be grabbing our first story moon. Right here, this piranha plant. And with that, we can move on to Spirit now. We're going to be grabbing one more moon, the crack nut on the crumbling towers. And then we can do a trick known as tower skip to get up to Spirit really fast without having to go inside the tower. Also, this is FRS right here. Flat red skip. Okay. Backup mode. Get back up. And then tower skip right here. That's fine. Oh, dropped my jump input right before I landed on him. But this boss fight is pretty textbook as well. I can kind of just sandwich them like I did in Madame Brood, sandwich Cappy. Sandwich Mario and Cappy underneath the boss. And with that, we're halfway through Wooded. Not a bad split, all things considered. A little bit of slop, but not too bad. And we're just going to be rushing up the Torque Drifter as fast as possible, not really grabbing many moons. Only going out of our way for 2 moons before the multi-moon. Or before the first story moon, rather. Oh, a little bit close to the wall there. Doing some tricky movement to skip a lot of the climbing. I'm gonna be open up that moon right there. And then jumping up to it to grab it. Oh, let's do that. That'll work. And then grabbing 2 flowers here to make my way over to the tower nut over here. Or the tall fence, I think it's called, not on the tall fence. And then capturing this tank right here to shoot these targets. And this will be the last story minute I need before I can fight Torque Drift. Oh, that'll work. Perfect. Okay, cool. Okay, Torque Drift. This boss is very self-explanatory. Pretty much I'm just going to be hitting a bunch of the orbs that spawn with the uproot. And that's the first one right there. You can hit them underneath, and then these orbs are going to spawn. And I gotta bump all 3 of these with the uproot, hit all 3 of them. And then go back to the middle, just like I did at the start of the fight there. And then I gotta dodge the lasers here. Pretty self-explanatory boss. Out of all the bosses, like secondary bosses in the game that aren't the brutals, this is one of the easier ones for sure. If you hit the orbs a little bit early, the second one kind of moves, so you gotta react to that. Then same thing again, more lasers, and then more orbs on the final phase. Okay. Perfect. And then one more. And with that, we're done with Torque Drift and done with Wooded. And we're going to be going on to Cloud Kingdom.
Nicely done.
Yeah, a little bit of slop in the spirit split, but this second split was really good too.
Or Between Kingdoms, if you are looking to get more involved with the GDQ community, may I recommend joining the official Games on Click Discord, and especially adding the Hotfix role. How you stay in the loop on upcoming events. And also in that Discord, you can chat with staff, things of that nature. You can use !Discord in Twitch chat for an invite and more info. I also want to give a quick shout out to Anarchy, who put this whole episode together. For those of you who don't know, Hidden Heroes is Anarchy's show. This is it airs every other Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Helix, just filling in because Anarchy can't make it today. But yeah, again, shout out to Anarchy for all the work she does to put the show together.
Yes, the GDQ Hotfixes are very fun. Okay, Cloud Kingdom. This is a very self-explanatory kingdom, if I could talk. It's just a boss where I just can be fighting Bowser in and out. And there is a little bit of a fast strat I can do, though, known as fast hats. If I just get above the Bowser's hats and throw Cappy, I will instantly grab them. Just like that. And if I hit Bowser in a specific way here, I can manipulate the way he jumps, so he only jumps one cloud platform instead of 2 or more, saving like a second there. And then same thing again with the fast hats, except this time with the backflip. And then this last fast hat is the easiest of the 3 because I get the damage boost to set up. Perfect. Okay, Lost Kingdom. This kingdom is very, very fast-paced, and a lot of people's favorite kingdom for that reason. There is no boss here, really, so I just get to zoom and collect a bunch of fast moons. And the first trick you're going to see here is Meme Tree. I'm be doing a cap... Oh, maybe not. Let's back that up. Perfect. Okay, I screwed up my moon a little bit, but it worked out. Yeah. Give me jumping off that tree to get up top to this area. And the reason I do that is so I can skirt around Klepto a little bit so he doesn't steal my hat. Oh, okay. Unfortunate. Luckily, I can go into first person moon here and still grab the moon. I don't know why that didn't work. Oh, that throws off this cycle now, too. That'll work. And coming up here, you're going to see Klepto. Right after this moon. And we just got to jump and stay on this platform, and now I can go anywhere in the kingdom I want without getting my hat stolen. And if I stand in a specific spot right here, I can kind of break that box just by off-screen the box in front of it. A little bit of camera manipulation there. And then 2 more minutes left. Oh my god. I just got absurdly lucky there. Oh. Wow. I should have died. Wow. I've never seen someone bonk there and survive. That is absurd. Wow, my heart just sank. Ooh. Okay. A little bit of slop here as well, but that's okay. Wow, okay. That was very scary. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Talk about a scary kingdom. I should have died like twice in that kingdom. Wow. Okay, now we're on to Night Metro. This kingdom doesn't really have many moons in it. We just gotta kind of bomb rush the Mecha Wiggler boss fight as fast as possible. I will be grabbing a couple moons that are directly in my path, though, leading up to it, but I think there's only like 4 or 5 moons in the entire kingdom. And then they all spawn afterwards in Day Metro, after you kill the Mecha Wiggler. Perfect, okay. First spin right there, and now we're going to be doing a little bit of a Goomba bounce here. And then we're going to be grabbing this swing in the Breeze Moon. And then we can enter the tower. And this tower is pretty self-explanatory as well. Just going to be trying to have clean movement to make the fastest cycles. And then going to be doing some wall jumps to climb this pole. And then we're going to be doing a long jump to skip over the intended path there. The camera does fight you a little bit there, so you have to be conscious of that when doing that long jump. And with that, we're going to be fighting the Mecha Wiggler. Got to be doing 3 quick shots there to knock out the first phase. And now my goal is to kill this boss in 2 phases. That was the first phase right there, as you just saw, and then the second phase is a bit more complicated. There is a lot of RNG involved with this fight with the pattern I can get here on the second phase. But as long as I shoot all the bubbles before he goes back in the wall, then I am successful. But if I don't, then I lose 30 seconds, and it's not very fun. So hopefully that doesn't happen. A lot of just reacting to RNG here. Really? Okay. This will work, and then one more. Oh, one more. That'll work. Not a bad wiggler fight at all. I will take that. Very clean night metro. Very, very clean. And now this next split day, this next day metro split is the hardest split in the run. So hopefully it goes well. There is so much scary stuff in this split. So let's just hope it goes well. I'm gonna be going for the hardest trick in the whole run here in this next split, potentially. Aside from like DSS. This is probably either the hardest trick or the second hardest trick after I enter the sewers here, but we still have a minute till we get to that. Luckily, this first trick you're going to see up this gate here, this drown, is probably the easiest trick in the game, or at least one of them. Gonna be jumping, throwing Cappy backwards, walking in here, and then homing him in before I grab the moon. And then it'll teleport me to the wire. And then this next trick is known as Scoot Clip. Perfect. Okay, good. Perfect. That clip is very hit or miss for me. That went really well. That was also a really fast setup as well. I have to reset that up. Oh, unfortunate. Unfortunate. Mess up that dram. Not a big deal. That'll work. And then, this is weird. What is going on here? Okay, just get me to Pauline. Not a big deal.
Hi. Mm-hmm. Oh.
And now we get to talk to all the musicians. What we have to do here to get peace in this kingdom is gather 4 musicians and then throw a festival for Mario. The peace in this kingdom actually ends up being very fun, so that's cool. This is another kingdom that requires a lot of moons, but there are a lot of story moons that are in the open for us to grab. Musician number 2 right here, the guitarist, otherwise known as OTEP. There you go. And they're going to be warping to Main Street here to grab the next musician. A lot of these story moons are like so easy. Just like talk to a guy and you get a free moon. The guitarist right here, and then we're going to warp up top to grab 2 quick moons and then the last musician. That is missing the moon by a long shot. Hold on. Really? There we go. I'll take that. And then...
Better than I would have done. I would never remember where that thing is.
Yeah, I have a pretty good visual cue for it, but... Ooh, okay. It's just awkward to set it up after that, after the glittering moon in this category specifically because the jump is kind of blind. I'm kind of diving at the camera, so it makes my setup a little bit harder. And with that, we're done with all the musicians, and we get to do the hardest trick in the run. Yay. Let's hope this goes well. This next trick I'm going to do is known as Sewer Clip. A lot of people do not like the world peace categories, and it is because of this trick right here. It went decent in practice. Let's just hope for the best. I either get this really fast or it takes me, like, years, so... Oh, that was bad. There we go. Perfect. Okay, that is a very hard trick. That went really well. I'm happy with that. Ooh. That's not as easy as I made it look either. That
Awesome.
roll can... Oh, sorry, what was
You're
that?
nailing all this today.
Yeah, I'm playing really well. Yeah, that roll cancel is very like pixel and frame tight. That's like one of the fastest I've done that. Like I said, it either goes like really well or I can sit there for like 2 or 3 minutes and not get it. And with that, we can do a festival now. Yay, we get to celebrate. So if you have any jam emotes, now it's your time to put them in the chat.
See him chat.
This song is so good. When I got asked for my favorite song from this game for the Fatels playlist, this was a no-brainer. I guess I should mention that this section is cycle-based. All these barrels are on a cycle, so as long as I have good movement like I did there, I can kind of dodge them. This great, wide, wacky world. This last part is so cool when it goes well. I love this last screen. Sneak under there, perfect. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, that was a beautiful festival. Oh, that festival went perfectly. Drummer cam. Beautiful. What a good Metro, man. Oh, I'm so happy that split went well.
Chat did not disappoint with the emotes either. Thank you, chat.
I am very happy that split went well. That was the split I was most nervous of going into this. Freaking Scoot Clip and Super Clip went so well. Oh. It is not very often I get that Scoot Clip first try either. I don't like the split angle. Yeah, that's very fast.
All right, so we got to take our quick wellness break coming up pretty soon here.
Yep, right after this banner fades out, 5 seconds. So, and whoops, pause.
Cool. Yep. So we're gonna pause the timer. We're gonna take a real quick wellness break. This is a great time for you all, as well as us, to go get some water. Maybe take your meds if you have to do that. We will be right back in just a few minutes with the rest of this incredible Mario Odyssey run. We'll see you all very, very soon. Hello, everyone. Thank you for sticking around through the break. If you are just joining us, you are watching Hidden Heroes on GDQ Hotfix. This is a show dedicated to highlighting speedrunners who are part of marginalized or otherwise underrepresented communities. I'm Helix, filling in for Anarchy as host today. Cheese J, you are on an incredible run of Super Mario Odyssey, so let's get back into it. The floor is yours.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so oh, sorry, you go for it, Helix.
Well, I was just going to say, we are resuming just after Metro Kingdom, for context, for anyone who might just be joining.
Yep, and I checked my pace during the break because I'm not comparing against my PB splits. I believe I'm like 1 minute ahead of my PB right now. So pretty incredible first half. Let's hope I can close this run out. But yeah, going into snow. This kingdom goes from pretty annoying in World Peace because of the roll cancel clip to really fun in all story moons. Because I just get to do the 4 sub areas here that you need to have the 4 story moons, and I'm really fast because it is all story moons, so I need to grab all the story moons. Like I said, this is like the intended percent category. And also because there's so many story moons here, you're going to see we don't need very many moons at all. So I'm just going to be grabbing a couple quick moons here at the start. This one by the entrance here first. And then I'm going to be grabbing this chest right here. And then one more moon straight ahead here in the snow. And with that, I believe we do not need any more regular moons. We can just grab story moons and then the multi-moon at the end. So I'm just going to be grabbing only the story moons in these rooms. And that's going to make for some really interesting movement that I think is really fun. Not so much in this room. This room, we kind of just go straight to the boss. Not very much different than just grabbing the secret moon. That was a really good execution of that climb, though. And now we're seeing Ice Rango, which is a boss that doesn't really get shown in any other category apart from this one. Unfortunately, it does play out just the same as Lake. The ice doesn't add any difficulty. Still a pushover. And then the next room we're going to be going into is the poison room. And this is one of my favorite rooms to do in this category because you're going to get to see I get to skip the entire thing. Let's hope I can nail this skip here. Gonna be using the boost from that blowy Joey to jump over here. And then capture this guy, just like that. And then we can push these guys off and spawn the story moon. I love that skip. I love it even more when I get it damages and the spawnies aren't an issue. There are a lot of spawnies that I have to dodge after landing, so it is not just getting the jump. Perfect, okay. And now we're going to be going into the Goomba room. And I'm not going to be capturing a single Goomba here. Bonk. Going to be doing a fancy little vault with Mario there. And with that, we're done with this room now. This is probably the room we spend the least bit of time in. Just in and out. That jump is quite easy. Okay, and now there is one more room left I have to grab before the race. One more room left to clear. And this one you can't really do anything about. There are a bunch of shards you gotta grab, so I just gotta do that. Nice, okay, perfect. I set that up perfectly so I don't even have the home Cappy in there. If you are an Odyssey speedrunner, you would know Cappy does not like to cooperate very often, and this is a pretty good spot of it. I didn't show it here, but Cappy likes to prioritize coins over anything in this game. So if you're not careful, Cappy will home into a coin there instead of that last shard. Luckily, I threw Cappy perfectly and just hit it without having to home in. So it wasn't an issue, but there is a lot of points in this game where if you're not fully aware, it's very easy for Cappy to home into a coin and just kind of screw you over. It's very hard to get Cappy to cooperate a lot of the times, and you need a lot of game knowledge. But with that, we are on to the race. Now, the fun part about this race is you can play along at home. If you want to put in a guess for my final time for this race, I will give out a gift sub if you get it right to the 100th of a second. So go ahead, get your guesses in. Good times to guess are anywhere from 55 seconds to 59 seconds. So a little bit of a big range, but we'll see. Yesterday, I got like a 57-second time, I think. We'll see what I get today. This is another... Oh, hit the ceiling there. This is another kingdom where the piece for this kingdom isn't really stressful. It's just very fun. Not really a boss here. We just get to celebrate again with a race. Just gonna be doing a lot of bouncing around with this guy. Okay, this is not the greatest start in the world.
Love this race thing. It's really fun.
Yes, it is. Just get to bounce around with the Shivarian. Not a good start there, I'll tell you that much. I'm in the flow now. There we go. That was a really good second lap. Oh my gosh, I don't know how that worked.
Yeah, that was super close.
58-45. I had a really sloppy lap one. Kind of threw a little bit. But still not a terrible race at all. I don't think anybody guessed that. I don't see any 58s.
I'm looking for it. I'm not seeing it.
Unfortunate.
Closest looks like a 58.02.
With that, we're done with snow. On to Seaside. So we go from a really fun kingdom to a kingdom that's not as fun. These next two kingdoms are very scary, and the bosses for both of these kingdoms are very jank. So let's just hope they go well, I guess. There's a lot of stuff that can go very slightly wrong in these bosses and just like kind of ruin the fight. Okay, Seaside Kingdom. We're just gonna rush straight for the first story moon here. There's another kingdom that has a lot of story moons, so you do not need to go out of your way to grab many regular moons. Gonna leave that Gushin on that ledge there, and then grab the story moon, hit the button, and then recapture them. As long as I'm fast, he should not despawn. If you put this Gushin up top with the story moon, he'll despawn every time. There is a little area that kills all the Gushins if they're too close to the story moon. Perfect. And I'm using that knowledge to my advantage here by making sure that Gushin's not too close to that storyman, putting him right near the ledge there. So I can grab him right after again. A lot of the movement in this kingdom revolves around keeping the Gushin alive, and you just do that by having good knowledge about what areas kill him and what areas don't. Oh, I'm gonna hit the grass. No, I'm not. Perfect. Okay. I thought I was going to land on the grass there because I had a little bit of a struggle getting over that ledge. It's very important that you have good water management there so you don't run out of water. Oh, drop the fish, thank you. And these are the few regular moons I'm going to grab here. Grabbing 2 regular moons here and then 1 more regular moon later after this next story moon. Oh, I didn't snipe them in. Okay, 1 more button after this one we gotta grab. And then we can fight Mollusk. That'll work. Discussions might be on a cycle. I don't know for sure. Every time I grab that storyman, though, that guy's midair. Or every time I hit the button, rather. I don't know. Okay, this is the last regular moon we gotta grab. And then we can grab the last storyman and start the fight. I hate hitting this button, by the way. It is spaced so terribly for this move I'm trying to do. Let's dive into spin pound combo. Perfect, okay. It went well that time. Okay, this is Brigadier Moslin to the third Dolphin Noble Blaine. And I'm going to be trying to get ahead of him at all the points. So I kind of can make him glitch out towards the end of the fight. That's the idea. So as long as I'm beating him to... So the way this fight works is he has a bunch of scripted spots he goes to in the arena. And as long as I beat him to every spot, I can kind of make him cheat in the video game a little bit. You'll see here in the end, in a second. My goal here is to beat him to the hot springs. And the camera does fight me the entire time, so I'm spamming camera center to keep the camera on the Gushin. Perfect. And he should cheat now in the video game. Yep, he's gonna cheat in the children's video game and clip out of bounds. And then I can beat him to that last spot and kill him. That went really well. That is one of the more annoying fast strats in the game.
Yeah, that was clean.
Yeah, very clean. Like I said, that last phase where I'm trying to beat him to the hot springs is very annoying because the camera fights me the entire time. Oh, some people like to do a claw grip and kind of adjust the camera that way, but I'm not very good at claw gripping, so I just opt to spin the camera center button. And then there's a visual cue on the ground I'm trying to look for. But very annoying fast strat for sure. That was a really good kingdom as well. Okay, on to Luncheon. Luncheon is the last kingdom where I really have to go out of my way to get peace in the run. After that, it's just any percent.
That was a very summer-themed kingdom, and if you want some summer-themed hotfix merch, you can head over to theyeti.com/GDQ to check out our brand new hotfix shirt, keychain, and sticker pack. That is theyeti.com/GDQ, Yeti, Y-E-T-E-E.
I love the Yeti's merch. I always make sure to cop it whenever I go to the GDQs.
I love the sticker pack, especially. It's so good. But yeah, the Yeti never disappoints.
Okay, first trick in the kingdom right away. Gonna be doing a trick no salt triple. Let me try that again. There we go, second try, I'll take it. This is going to be doing a triple jump off that salt pile to get up to this salt moon really quick. And then grabbing a moon in the alcove here. And then I can fight Spirit. This is not the jank boss. This boss is exactly the same as Wooded. Also nice dive vault. That works. My starts to these Spirit fights have been jank, but it's okay. Same exact fight as Wooded. Just gonna be sandwiching Mario and Cappy. Sandwiching Spirit between Mario and Cappy, rather. There we go. Easy peasy. The next boss fight you're gonna see, though, Cookatiel, is not as easy. It's very jank. And it's very easy to lose time just by hitboxes not working and whatnot. Those invisible walls I gotta deal with. It's not fun. I would argue Cookatiel is by far the most jank boss in the game. It is very poorly designed. There's also RNG that can happen. It's not good. Oh no, I like trying to jump off that peg and I didn't get it. Get back up though. Oh, dropped input. Grabbing this box and then be going straight from the next story moon. I think that might be enough height, we'll see. Perfect. Grabbing this Pambro here, and then gonna be opening up this lever. To grab the next Storyman. That cheese went really well. That's another instance of RNG in the game a little bit. It's kind of random where the hammers go that you throw out using the Pambro, or the pans rather. It's kind of random. Exactly what blocks of cheese you're hitting. There's no really way to aim the pans. So you kind of just got to get lucky to get it fast there. And then I'm going to be setting up a vault right before I grab this moon here. Then using that to keep my speed for the next moon. A little bit of a scary spin pound there. A little bit of blind movement. And then using that tiny ledge on the mountain to get over here. And then we're grabbing the meat. This multi-moon is very easy, as it turns out. All you have to do is one cap bounce. Wow, look at that, so hard. Okay, now we get to go into Cockatiel. This entire split is very scary and can go very poorly. That first half isn't nearly as bad as the second half. Starting out with this timer challenge here. Now, because I have to do this timer challenge, I do not have Cappy, so this next bit of movement I have to nail without Cappy. Oh my god. You know what? I'm just not gonna do it. I didn't like that angle. We're just gonna do this. We're gonna do that. I'm not gonna kill Mario today. What I wanted to do there was keep my speed and do a triple jump dive with Mario. Please cooperate. Geometry. Okay, sorry, that was very scary. Okay. Yeah, so what you want to do is do a triple jump dive with Mario there to make it over that gap, but I just got a really bad angle out of the timer challenge, so I didn't want to risk it. I think I could have maybe made it, but it would have been really tight with the angle I had, so I was not about to do that. Nope. Okay, that works. This is another room where I'm on a cycle, so hopefully I didn't lose too much time there. I don't think I did. No, I didn't. We're fine. Perfect. And now we're going to be going on to Cockatiel. Oh, okay. Nice secondary spin there for no reason. Before we get to Cockatiel, though, we get some fancy movement here. Oh, I almost did bonk there. I did not like that. Okay. That is what is known as the KFR movement. That is pretty much exactly the movement you would do when you do KFR for this kingdom. And now we get to fight Cockatiel. Yippee! Very fun boss incoming. Gonna be hitting him in the junk there to stop his first phase. And then popping him on the head there. Which direction he goes here is RNG. Hit him in the junk. Pop him on the head. Oh, I didn't want him to go that way. And this is the hardest part. Oh, that was so clean. Yes! That was very, very clean. That was perfect. It's very easy for that boss to go wrong. I'm very happy with how that boss went. And with that, we are done with the real peace portion of this video game. The rest is just any percent. Rest is just any percent movement.
All right, nailed another boss fight. GG.
Yeah, that might have been the best I've ever done Cookie Tail. That was really good.
As we approach the end of this episode of Hidden Heroes, if you missed any of this, you'll be able to catch it over on youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick, along with all of our past Hotfix shows, special events, SGDQ, if you missed any of that. If you missed any of our International Non-Binary People's Day celebration this past weekend, it'll be up on our YouTube channel as well. Those of you watching this on YouTube, first of all, thank you for tuning in. Second of all, of course, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with GDQ.
Okay, now we're moving on to Ruin. We went from a very difficult split to an auto-scroller. There is really not really many ways for me to speed up this boss fight. It is very much an auto-scroller, but it is a very nice split because it is the calm before the storm. I get to have a breather here before two very difficult splits here at the end. So I am all for it. Okay, so there is a little bit of ways for me to speed up this fight, but not really able to say more than a handful of seconds. What I can do, though, is spawn these two hearts and then spawn Toad for good luck. Hi, Toad. And then I have to wait out this phase, auto-scroller, and then I get to jump on top of this guy's head, just like this, and this is the only time save I can do in the fight. I just have to jump on his head and take a hit to make sure I'm up top by the time he's ready to be hit. So yeah, you can really only save maybe like 4 or 5 seconds over the casual strat. That's about it. This boss fight is definitely like the easiest fight in the game. Oh, I forgot to go on top, didn't I? That's fine. I don't know why I did that damage to us. I forgot what I was doing. I just saw the lasers and decided to dodge. Ah! Down the middle. Now, looking at my splits, I don't want to jinx anything, but I think if I play the last two kingdoms clean, I may be able to eke out a sub 120 here. We'll see. I just hope I don't choke.
I believe you got this.
Yeah, let's hope. Okay, going on to Bowser's. This is a very difficult kingdom with a lot of really hard movement and a lot of tech. So hopefully I nail everything. But the first bit of the kingdom is quite easy. The first minute or so is pretty easy. Just gonna be killing an ogre for the first storyman. Okay, Bowser's Kingdom. There is no way to skip these storymans, even if I were allowed to. You need all these storymans to trigger the final boss fight of this kingdom. So, just gonna be doing the kingdom the way the game wants me to. Okay. Perfect. Good start. Okay, that's the first storm moon. Just gotta kill that ogre and then I grab it. The second storm moon is not nearly as easy as that. I have to grab 5 moon shards very quickly, and the movement is very difficult. There's a lot of points where I can bonk and lose time or take damage to some of the bombs. So let's just hope it goes well. This is definitely the most precise point of the run for movement, specifically. That I do, at least. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that. You'll die back there. Grab that shard. And then bombing this one. Now there is a strat that you can do to not capture that bird, but it is quite difficult, so I don't bother with it. And coming up next is a strat known as Bowser Jam. I'm going to be trying to grab this moon to my right here and then capture the wire by throwing Cappy backwards. Ah, I hate this trick. Come on. Oh, come on. Get up there. Okay. That's fine. Not super fast, but not the end of the world. I'll take third try. And now we get to do the 2 bosses, and this is the biggest controversy of the game. Are you Topper first or Harriet first? I like to do Topper first. This is...
No chat. Which one do you do first?
Yes. This is the easier of the 2, I would say. Just gotta bounce on his hat similar to Cat Kingdom, except there's more hats. But a very easy fight nonetheless. And now this next fight is Harriet. And there's a very tricky strat I do here in Harriet known as Sarabamba. Perfect, okay. If I do everything right like I just did, I can kind of get this bomb to float here. And then I can do this. And skip a phase. Look at that. Very cool looking trick. One of my favorite tricks in the game. Other than that Bowser Jam, that was a really good bonus as well. Halfway done with Bowser's. And now we got to make the climb up to the mech, which is the final boss of this kingdom. But before I climb all the way up, I gotta grab 1 extra moon. You need 2 regular moons to beat this kingdom. So I'm going to be grabbing this crit moon and doing a fancy triple jump around the corner there to get in here. And then now this next jump is blind. And a little bit scary for that reason. Oh, I jumped early there. Get back up. And now we gotta climb the wall with the bird. Gotta get around this ogre. And then just straight up. And now we get to fight the mech. This is a pretty difficult boss fight. A lot of very precise movement with Mario here. Essentially, the way the game wants you to beat this fight is by using a bird and poking bombs into its legs and then climbing up. But I don't like doing that. So I'm going to do this. Gonna be doing some fancy movement with Mario to get on top of the mech there. And then hopefully staying on top of the mech for the rest of the fight. And breaking all these bubbles with spin pounds. And sitting in this spot right here to make sure the mech rams into the wall twice instead of roaming around the arena. And now I'm going to be going for a trick known as target acquired, where I kill Harriet third here, and then do some fancy movement with Mario to kill Harriet Spirit last. Let's not do that. Okay, don't panic. What? There, that's fine. Perfect, I'll take that. Okay, with that, we're done with Bowser's. That was the harder of the two splits left.
Glad the missing Harriet didn't throw you off.
Yeah, I'm really bad at timing that spin pound onto the Harriet hit. And then
It looks really weird.
Yeah. And then jank like that can happen. Luckily, I've missed it enough times that I know exactly how to back it up. So I think this is probably going to be a 120. I think I misjudged a little bit how much time I had. Probably a 120, like low 120. But still definitely a PB if I have a good min.
Yeah, and that's still a low 120, still a really solid time too.
Yeah. Yeah, looking like a low to mid 120, which I am very happy with. For reference, I only managed to complete one run yesterday, and it was a mid 125. So this is much better. I think I just played better under pressure a lot of times.
Honestly, I'm similar. Sometimes you just get into a flow state when you are in a marathon setting and doing commentary. You just lock in, you know?
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of PBs on the Hotfix channel recently, actually. I mean, the run right before you was a PB. There were lots of PBs during the International Non-Binary People's Day special. And I think there's some of that. Some of that is a factor, just sort of locking in, doing commentary, playing well.
Yeah. There's so much of this run that can go wrong, though. Specifically in Metro. It was very ballsy for me to go for that sewer clip on PB pace. That could have very easily killed it. Yeah, that could have very easily killed the run on its own. I just saw it was going well in practice and hope for the best. Like I said, in practice, that I used to get that trick very fast or very slow. In practice, I got it like third or fourth try a bunch of times, but then I also just didn't get it for 2 minutes at a time. Okay, this trick is known as moon skip. Essentially lets you skip the entire moon cave just by doing some fancy wall jumps there. Very easy trick. It is one of the first tricks a beginner at this game should learn. And now we get to fight Bowser. Gonna be doing a fancy strat there to get to Bowser really fast with his hat. That was a day one skip indeed. Min skip was found day one. Also, these hitboxes don't exist. It's just a force scan for that fire phase. And then doing the fast ass strat just like I did in Cloud. Okay, one more phase with the fast hats. 2, 3. One more tail swipe. Bowser dead. Okay, final 2 minutes of the run. Gonna be capturing Bowser, and then I need to escape the moon. Time is gonna end whenever I shoot out of the wire here at the end of this sequence. I'll bring it up again once we get closer. But this bit, I just gotta walk straight forward. And then I get to do a triple jump off this rock here. And now we get to do a 2D section. I'm still not completely safe for a PB here. I could die to this 2D skip and lose about a minute. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Perfect. Easy. A little bit of fancy 2D movement here. And we're going to be going into Pillars, which is the final room of the game. Okay, gotta knock down these 4 pillars, and that'll break the rock in the middle. And then I can shoot out of the wire, and that's when time's gonna end. Oh, sloppy first pillar. Last pillar. Really? Okay, let's not die. Thank you. Okay. Whoa, camera. Okay, a little bit of a sloppy pillars room. Okay, time's about 5 seconds here. And time. Nice, I'm very happy with that. 1:20:37 by my timer. So I'm probably around there.
Fantastic run.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that. That was really, really solid.
That
Wow.
was really clean. Just great gameplay all around.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
I need to do more runs with you at hosting, Felix. This is the second time I've PB'd.
Let's go.
I just lock in apparently when you're hosting.
Hey, I'll take it.
That's crazy. Okay, well, if you want more Mario Odyssey gameplay from me, I am planning on doing a much longer run than this tomorrow, known as All Moons. If you want to see me grab all 880 moons in this game, I'll be streaming on my Twitch tomorrow, twitch.tv/TJ with 2 Ys. And I'm currently on a long-term any percent grind, trying to get sub-hour in less than 1 year. So hopefully I can do that. So if you like any percent, you'll be seeing a lot of that on my channel as well.
With the skill you just displayed here, I think it's within your grasp.
Yeah, we'll see. The 50 seconds I get from loads on this console is the main reason it's doable for me. It is very much going to be a pay-to-win sub-hour, a $700 pay-to-win.
Not as bad as the Pokemon games once the Switch 2 came out.
Yeah. I got a lot of motivation for this game ever since Switch 2 came out. The loads make it so much more fun.
Anything else from you before we wrap up?
No, thanks for having me. I had a lot of fun. I'm very happy I was able to showcase such a clean run. That was really, really fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch too. Yeah, thanks everyone for being here. This is not the end of GDQ's content today, because you can stick around right after a quick break for Express Lane coming up. That's hosted by Asuka and is simply runs under an hour. So if you like fast games, there are a lot more fast games to be had tonight. This has been Hidden Heroes, normally hosted by Anarchy, but I'm Helix. I'm filling in because Anarchy is unable to make it today. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Just to reiterate, Hidden Heroes is a show about highlighting speedrunners who are part of marginalized or otherwise underrepresented communities. So please make sure you tune in every other Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, to support those folks and support Anarchy, who is normally the host. Shout out to Anarchy for putting this whole episode together. I was happy I got to hop in and host. Yeah, like I said, Express Lane coming up very, very soon. So we will see you all